Morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm all right. Are you okay, David?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, good.
Let's have a look here. Yeah, do you see the pre-recordings screen?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
All right, let's give it a second or two, see who joins us.
Yeah.
Hello, Claire. Are you there, Kurt? Hello.
Well, in person, I don't know if, technically, but I'm here, mate.
Hmm.
I'm rushing about like a loony, David. I'm about to get a client in early so I could get on the Kong over there.
Wow, James is coming.
Yes, he is.
Right, 10 o'clock.
Maybe
There are
she's
so many. Whose meeting AI is this? Read AI.
follow me.
I don't know. I'll approve it anyway. Got Moss here.
Morning.
Morning, Moss.
Morning.
Hello, James.
Morning, David.
Long time.
Isn't it? Oh, what have I done now? I've made everyone tiny.
No. I've made everyone tiny. I'm sharing the screen.
This meeting is being recorded.
Cool. Lots of people recording the meeting. There we go. All right. Can someone read the consent form? Charlie, nominate someone.
Chantal.
Morning. Right, I'll get started. So, pre-recording consent. Before we begin recording, I want to make sure that everybody is aware and comfortable. This session is being streamed for recorded as part of UACT and LERO's mission to build recovery capital and challenge stigma. Your personal safety and comfort come first. If at any time you would like your contribution or the recording deleted, please say so and it will be removed without question. Please remember to take personal responsibility for what you share. This is an adult learning environment, not therapy. Mutual aid and or faith-based organisation. If you are happy to proceed, give us a verbal yes and use the chat to confirm your consent to the recording. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye.
Right. So let's see. It's a couple of people joining. Sarah's joining. Daniel's here. James has gone. He obviously didn't like the recording bit then.
Or the sound of my voice on the morning.
I wouldn't say that. All right. Who wants to build the container? All right, I'll build the container. David checking in, a little bit anxious. Yeah, I'm always anxious on this fall in the beginning. It always just feels so a bit like chaotic, but I think we're doing well. I think this is class number 18.
Wow.
Yeah, 17 or 18. Yeah,
18.
18. Yeah, I knew Moss would be on it. Yeah, Moss is going, oh, fuck, is 18. I've got two more. Bloody feet. Cool. All right.
Next week
So-
it's 20, honey.
Cool. So I'm checking in with Joy though. Very happy to see you all. Moss, I'll take
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, David. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good this morning. Happy to be here. Looking forward to the day ahead. And yeah, I shall tag Claire Cooper.
Cheers, Moss. Checking in, already a little bit busy. And just suddenly, as soon as I've stopped and sat down, my anxiety's ramped up. So I'm checking in a little bit anxious, but I'm good. And I will tag Chantel. Thanks, Moss.
Thanks, Claire. Yeah, so I'm checking in a mixture of about 20 different emotions today. I think I've had about an hour's sleep last night, so I've got a lot going on in my private life, with my health. I've got a lot going on at the minute, so yeah, I'm checking in. Angry, upset, discombobulated, just a mixture of a few things. Nothing I'm sure won't pull itself together, but yeah, I'm all right, thanks. I'll tag Charlie.
Thanks, Chantel. I'm checking in. Yeah, a little bit apprehensive, a wee bit anxious, but quite excited for this call. There's been quite a bit of prep for this call, so yeah, I'm checking in well. Over to you, James.
So no, I'm actually alive and everyone can hear me. That's great.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, checking in. A little rushed this morning, but that's more on my time management side of things than anything else. But very keen to kind of see how this thing progresses and get cracking on with some stuff, which would be great. Who have we not heard from? Because I'm sort of on my back foot. Sarah.
Good choice, James.
Morning. Tagging in feeling disorganized. So yeah, which means I'm feeling anxious. But other is good. I will tag in Pavi.
Hi everyone, I'm Pavi. I'm checking in. Calm and reflective. And I will.
Tag Daniel.
And I thank Daniel.
Harvey. Yeah, I'm checking in okay. I've just had a cold all week. Still feel rough. But I'll tag Daniel and Danny and Sam.
Hi, just me today. Danny sends his apologies. He can't make today. But I am checking in. Yeah, feeling pretty present for and excited for to learn what we're going to learn today. Sorry for arriving late, and I don't know who's not gone. So
that's David.
I think that's everyone. Is that everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know where Sankar. Pardon? Okay, so I don't know where Sankalpa is today, but that's okay. And we're going to start with We Do are going to be presenting their organization and their process. Is that correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, it is.
So go for it, guys.
So let me just welcome you to our team first before I pass it over. What's that? So our team in here, we've got James, Chantel, and Claire Cooper, and myself. And I am now going to pass this over to Claire, Cooper woman.
Cheers, Charlie. All right, good morning, everyone. So I am a little bit nervous and a little bit up in the air. I just need to settle myself a bit. But just before we start, I would just like to say that we do is slightly different to everybody else here. So all these systems and onboarding processes that some of the other establishments have, we don't, because we're a community group, you know. So it's going to be different to everybody else's for that reason. Okay. So I'm going to start with a little bit of background on we do. And just before I do, just an example of what we does do is yesterday meditation group is a good example. We had a room full of people from the general community, plus we had a group of people in from Harbour, residents and staff, and we also had an old gentleman suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia. So that is, you know, there's people who, like I say, from Harbour who've gone through recovery, domestic violence, things like that, engaging with us, and right down to the elderly gentleman with Alzheimer's. So we have a really broad reach. I just like to put that across. Okay, so good morning, everyone. We do is the product of a process Charlie and myself started 3 years ago with the blueberries. With our lived experience of recovery, we decided it was time to give back. And so we did. We took strength training to the people of Hartlepool, and we did it on the beach. We had people attending as young as 5 years old and ranging up to 74 years of age. All different backgrounds, all different circumstances, put together as one. Our journey into wellbeing was born. We showed the community that for 3 years, without fail, that two people with a history of addiction would show up, whatever the weather. We were present and reliable, building trust and bridging the gap from addiction to community. We showed that recovery is possible, that our past does not define us, our present does, and by doing so, help remove some of the stigma. We knew we had something special, so we forged ahead. We followed our individual passions, Charlie in recovery coach and myself as a Reiki master teacher, sound and gong therapist. And voila, we was born. We're extremely fortunate to have firstly Dan, then Chantel, and now James joining us, each with their own area of knowledge and skills. We're a community-based organisation with roots and lived experience, and as such, we do not onboard. We simply welcome everyone. We work to support and take referrals from other frontline services. They store the information, we do not. We are immensely proud to work alongside recovery services, social prescribers, domestic violence services, and local authority groups. We are different and we make a difference. All our activities are put together to support everyone throughout life's challenges, good routines, healthy practices, and building connections. We believe in well-being from within. Our guiding principles. Community before ego. We build a culture where we lift each other, not ourselves. Integrity before image. We won't bend our values to fit in with systems that don't honour them. Healing before hustle. Well-being is not a luxury, it is the foundation we build everything else from. Hope before fear. We tell stories of what is possible, not of shame, but of triumph over adversity. We are here for everyone, whether that's the person in the boardroom or the person in the street and everyone in between. We are straight talking, warm, always real and authentic. We come from a background of working class grit, warmth and spiritual principles. We believe that recovery and resilience are not events. They are lived practices found in everyday moments, relationships and shared experiences. Our ethos grows from lived experience rooted in honesty, community, and the courage to walk through struggle and into purpose. And that is the outline of what we do is. We have Chantel, who's going to be our recovery organisations liaison, and I believe Chantel would like to speak a little bit on her role. Chantel.
Yeah, that was great, that Claire. So, I'd like to start off with how I originally became to meet up with Claire and Charlie. Started off, to be fair, I don't know what made me go to that meeting that night because I was already well into recovery. But I instantly felt an attraction to both of yous. I was always really keen on this 12 steps. I'd heard of this 12 steps program, and it was something I basically was wanting anything and everything to maintain my recovery. And luckily for me, that's what Charlie and Claire were doing at that time. So I came to meet Charlie and Claire and started the process of the 12 steps. Which I absolutely enjoyed. I'd do it all again, to be fair. Yeah, so then it went on from there, leaving the place that we were in to go our own ways. And basically, I took on the role of recovery service liaison officer. So my role is basically in the community that I live in, I get a lot of people inboxing, messaging, asking out for help, and my role is to lead them into recovery and pass on the knowledge that me, Charlie, Claire, Dan, all others have, and get them into the meditation, into the groups, into meetings, whatever's possible, to be fair. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of where I'm here for. Credit goes to Claire and Charlie, though, I reckon. So yeah, that's me.
Is that what you wanted to say, Chantal, my darling?
No,
Yeah.
I wanted to
Can
say,
we now
so
have James?
I wanted
Yeah, I can explain a little bit more about myself. Thanks, Chantal, and yeah,
Thank
really,
you.
thanks very much to Claire and Charlie for all of their work on establishing We Do as a CIC and as a real community resource. My background, I came through the recovery services myself about 3 years ago, and helped establish one of the LEROs in Kent, which meant a lot of talking backwards and forwards between VCSOs, varying different agencies, commissioners, and all of the boring stuff. Really, the main backbone of We Do is definitely carried by Claire and Charlie and Chantal with their work directly with people, and I like to think of myself as the scaffolding, I suppose. Hopefully, being able to create a sustainable future for the company itself. So I've been very busily beavering away in the background, looking for funding opportunities, training ideas, organisations, and building community links, but within the business fraternity and the kind of mental health strategies, local council networks, and that kind of stuff. I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to be here, actually, and that some of the people responsible for that are actually in this room still as well, because I met Charlie through one of David's recovery coaching training courses, and so thanks be to David as well for putting us all in the same place. His very usual masterfully puppeting, moving people around, and opening up all sorts of pathways and doorways, which is great. That's about who I am and where I am. I'll buzz you back over in Claire's direction, and she can tell you who's going to present the next part to you.
Thanks very much, James. Thank you. And I believe now we have our grand high poobah. Charlie's going to say something.
Yeah, I just want to thank Claire. Thank them very much. Claire, I know how nervous you were this morning, so you did fantastic, and Chantal as well. Honestly, when we have a staff meeting, these two, honestly, you're better just sitting on the side, because these two will just take over the staff meeting and just have coffee and whatever else. It's just a pleasure to work with you both. And James as well, you are our scaffolding. My brother, it's been great to bring you into this organisation. Probably what's not been spoken about is, this hasn't been an easy journey. There have been some hard decisions along the way as well. We started this on a journey 3 years ago. We just, two of us, and we really had to break. We had to break or try and break the stigma of addiction, because people were kind of looking at me as an addict and a chaotic addict. So how are people going to trust this chaotic addict into basically strength training them? And what I had to show, and what me and Claire had to show, was reliability and authenticity. We made sure that we showed up on that beach regardless of hail, rain, snow, sleet, whatever it is. We made a pact. We will show up and we will show that we are as reliable, or if not more, to prove the point. And we did that, and we keep doing that. Actually, a big part of our ethos is to show up authentically. And with that, what we've actually managed to do is in our atmosphere is break the stigma of addiction. So as Claire had mentioned, last night, yesterday was a great one example, and we have this every week, where we're in a community centre, we don't even talk about addiction or recovery. It's basically, it's just a normal conversation of how we're basically going to meditate, or we're going to drum, or we're going to do sound baths, or we're going to do all this stuff. And that really was our ethos from the kind of start. I mean, was to show people, yeah, we are lived experience, but we're more than that. We are more than addiction, and we are more than recovery. Because for me, recovery is what happens outside, outside of those rooms. And with that ethos as well, we had to, we were invited into 2 other organisations, a lot bigger than our organisations, and there was some big stuff happened, and we had to make a decision as a team. We had to make a decision, for money and all the external stuff. It would have been better to stay there, but the services that we were working with didn't match our ethos. It didn't match our ethos of what we were trying to do. And through real gritty conversations, Chantel was involved in it, and Claire was involved in it, and through some really hard, critical conversations, we had to decide that we had to step away. And we stepped away into the unknown. Actually, we actually stepped away not having a home. We stepped away out to the beach. We actually stepped away to where we started, and that was straight back to the beach, because these other organisations didn't meet our standard and didn't meet our ethos. But that trusted in the process, that's what we just did. We said, let's just go back to the beach from where it started, and let's just trust that process again. And trusting that process is what we've actually done. And with that, in the last 6 months, we became a community interest group. We're also building a business at the side that should support our kick, because that's our longevity, is to stop applying for funding and be self-sustainable in the future. We now have a home. We have a home in a place called the Thrive Home, which is an old Methodist hall on the beach. It's about 500 metres from the beach. So trusting the process of these agencies don't match our standards, hard decisions, trusting the process to go back to the beach. And then what happened? And then we ended up having a home that we call home, or thank to Claire Cooper's marvellous work. So where we are at today, we are building networks, and we are building lines of communication with different agencies, domestic violence, women's refuge, recovery, coaching services. We believe that well-being and storytelling is the 2 of our pillars, as well as recovery and well-being, as I've said. So we're not a recovery organisation as such. We're a community organisation founded in recovery, but we are founded in community first and foremost. And we believe that everybody is a well person who walks through our door. And with that approach, we just get services approaching us now. Services just want to be a part of this. And our kid is about 5 months old at the moment. So we are still very new, we are still very learning, and we're still very developing. And this is why we put like a strong team beside it, as well as James. James is, came in to do all the stuff that I really don't know about, all that backroom stuff, all the kind of funding stuff, and all that stuff that I need to develop myself and through and James. So that's kind of where we are today. I hope that you may have a better understanding of who we are, what we stand for, and what our ethos is. And this is, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. But it's been hard to get to this point. It's been hard, but we believe in what we're actually doing. So I want to thank my team very much. I know that we're all bag of nerves in the day, so thanks, guys. I'm out. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, well done, everyone.
I would also like to say thank you to the full team, to everyone that helps us. I would like to take this opportunity just to say thank you to everyone. Yeah. Sorry, David.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's fine. All right, great. So we'll now open it up to questions. Are you guys open to questions from your peers? No? Okay, so Charlie, you can leave the room.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to start with Sam. Sam.
Yeah, okay. Oh, amazing. Well done. I really love that. Your passion came through. It was really beautiful to see. And I really like the ethos, and I like the fact that you you were with some organizations and they didn't match your ethos. So you took that leap into the unknown. That's really yeah, really nice. I'm really, really grateful and proud that you now have got a home and that, so well done. It was really lovely to hear you. So yeah, just a question for me, just to kind of understand a little bit more. So would you say that like anyone can just rock up? You don't know who they are, they can just turn up, get involved with the groups, and sort of you wouldn't onboard them necessarily, but let's say I don't know, let's say there's an incident or maybe someone overdoses. What would be your process with that?
Well, if somebody was to overdose, the first thing would be 999, wouldn't there? But there's emergency services in place in there, But it's any community group can have anybody turn up at any point, And yes, it is a meet and greet. People come in, I will speak to them, I will make them feel welcome. If it is somebody from, say, in recovery that Chantel has spoken to and things like that, she would give me a heads up. This person is so far down the line, this person may still be using it, something you might want to keep an eye open for. Equally, I get direct contact from the Hope group regarding any of their ladies. I also get, if there's any information I need to know, take into consideration for their care while they're with us. And places like Harbour, the management come in direct communication with me if there's anything I need to be aware of, and equally if I think there's any problems that have come up with any of the ladies, I will then inform the management for their safeguarding, to protect the person. But no, there is no set rigid rule. I would take everybody individual basis.
Sorry, Clara. Can I also add, I have obviously I have done my naloxone training course as well, so I do also carry them in my handbag as well at all times, just in case we do ever come across that kind of situation. So I do know how to insert that into somebody if we ever came across somebody who had overdosed.
Yeah, thank you. No, that's great. I think, what...
Sorry, if I go back, because there was a part that I didn't answer, wasn't there? Yeah. So yes, it is open to everybody. And the idea of that is when you come in this room, nobody knows who is who. That gentleman there doesn't know that this lady over here has an addiction problem. And everybody's accepted for where they are now.
Yeah.
And that automatically reduces the stigma. So when I went to the beach, I didn't say to people, I'm from a history of addiction. Didn't say that. It was over a year before they found that out, and it blew everybody's mind. And they were like, well, wow, taught me not to judge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
no,
is why everybody comes in on an equal footing, and there is no prejudgment. That is the whole point of everybody just turns up.
yeah, no, thank you both. Yeah, that was I liked how you know, you see everyone as well. And it's like and I understand a bit more now about your, you know, it's a community, what do you say? Community based, we're grounded in recovery, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, thanks. That was my question. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you, Sam. Anybody else?
So let's just check Olivia in quickly. And hey, Olivia, welcome. Would you like to check in?
Yeah, I'm feeling good today. Took my dog for a walk in the morning, so done his walking. I'm sorry I missed last week. I came back from Ireland and I had COVID and I was just sleeping it off really. So yeah, everything's good at the moment with me. Yeah. With Claire and Charlie, yeah, it's nice to know that it's like a community thing that like women can go in there for women's problems, and you know, you kind of it's nice to have a centre where people can go and seek help, like for anything as well as addiction. So yeah, it's quite good kind of foundation.
Thanks, Olivia. So just to put some context here, what we're doing is we're assessing we do as an organization. Sankalpa went through it a couple of weeks ago. Kennedy Street then followed, and now we do's going. And I want to give some feedback to Sam. First of all, that was a great question, Sam. It was really thinking about safety and process and onboarding. What is that? Yeah. So I really liked your question because it got them to actually think. And I like the way Claire and Chantel answered that. Yeah. So like, you know, phone 999 or and we're carrying naloxone. Yeah. Which basically, yeah. And also what I liked is the reframing you did, Sam, is like, okay, so you're like a community wellness organization as opposed to something that specifically works with the recovery population. Yeah. So that's also nice clarity. All right, so let's keep going.
Yeah, I've got a question, if that's all right.
Right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, good.
I definitely have a better understanding of what you do and where you're at. But in that, I'm still not 100% sure. Apart, like I understand you do like a meditation group, a sound bath group, and a walking group, but I don't. Is that weird? I don't understand. Is that how you do? Is it other stuff you do? Like, I feel like I've missed something.
Okay, so our organisation provides well-being. So practices and routines that are beneficial to everybody in recovery or just anybody recovering mental health, over stress. The things we do have such a positive impact on an individual basis, and that's why we choose them. You know, there's noted medical facts like reducing of cortisol and natural increase of dopamine and serotonin. Things like this help people regulate their own dopamine, better sleep, handle stress better, things like that. So all of our activities are things we embrace in our life and we know from experience work and have a positive impact. So we have Tai Chi, provided obviously by a qualified instructor. We have meditation, we have sound, all scientifically proven to have a positive impact. Strength training speaks for itself. Walk and talks, the communication. So it's a holistic, whole person, spiritual, physical, mental approach. That's what we go for.
Okay.
Does that answer it, Moss?
Yeah, no, it does answer it. Yeah, it just yeah, it does answer it. Yeah.
So do you have a studio space,
Thank you.
Claire?
No, we rent space in a local Methodist church hall at the moment.
Oh, so you just
but we've went from nothing to that. So it's
yeah. But so you put on you book certain slots and put on your events then. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So that each activity is on at the exact same time every week, so people know where to come and when. Yeah.
And someone else was saying, do you do meetings as well? Because you were saying about doing 12 steps as part of it, or is that?
Well,
we have done. We have. Sorry, Charlie. Go on.
No. At the moment, we don't do any community meetings. This is part of the reasons why we left. We did do 12-step meetings and we did men's meetings and live meetings, but we fell into difficulty with the organisations who we were working along with, and with their standards didn't really match our standards. So, you know, I am grounded in 12-step recovery. I am grounded in the spiritual man principles, and that's really, you know, where this holistic approach or comes from. So at the moment, we don't have any live meetings as such, but we are bringing that back. We are bringing the end of October. We are bringing a women's empowerment and inner healing meeting that'll be run by Claire. And right now, we have started. We've got 5 online men's health meetings. So we've got 5 online meetings that have just started the last couple of weeks as well. So we've got men's and the meetings, and we're running live all at the different times of the week. The women's meeting will be the end of October, and now what we're actually doing is now just bringing all this back in after that difficult moment that we had. So we're kind of at a rebuilding phase again. We ultimately had to take a side step and go, right, that didn't work. So now we took a side step, and now we're kind of at the rebuilding stage where we're building and we do from the bottom up again, where we've brought in James, Chantel, and Dan. And now we're just starting to bring these meetings in. So it's just developing it, and we're just going stage by stage, bit by bit, as long as things fit in with our ethos and things fit in with what we are doing, then we will go along with that. But meetings will be happening. That's a massive part of what we want to do. It's a massive part of this holistic approach that Claire was talking about. And thanks, thanks, Daniel.
Sarah, have you got a question?
Yeah, I have to apologize. I've got really dodgy internet, so I keep dipping in and out, and even though I was on here. So I apologize if I'm repeating myself or yeah, it was really good to hear from you and get a better understanding. So that was great. I was just wondering, and again, it might be covered, so apologies, it's because I've dipped out, so someone comes in, I don't know, from whatever if they had a mental health breakdown, or they were really struggling, are you able to onboard them extra, or do you kind of signpost them to other services?
Well,
people who have multiple needs.
Yes,
yeah. A lot of people have multiple needs, but I'm also a therapist, so I am equipped to deal with emotion as and when it arises. It's what I do on the daily. So I am normally there and present as and when, but we would signpost. And again, anybody who was seen at risk, I would liaise with any organisation they are working with and make them aware of my concern. That's what I would do. Does that answer, darling?
Yeah, I'll be dipping in out again. Thank you. Thanks, Claire.
Thank you, Renee.
Avi, some wisdom from Joe Burke?
I don't know about wisdom, but I mean, I do have a question. I'm really interested. Also like having my own business and also trying to do a holistic approach to things, So I'm just curious, like what would a day be like? Is there a program? Is there like a set different groups that you'll do? What type of groups? Like, so what would like a day at the center look like?
So it isn't our centre, darling. So we go in on certain days for a certain amount of time. So on Tuesdays, we would have Tai Chi. Wednesdays, we'd have meditation with sound. Some Wednesday evenings, we have a sound bath once a month. Thursdays is training. We are here. And Fridays, we have a walk and talk. Saturdays, strength training. So we have all that going on, as well as me doing my own bit. I do a lot of this, and then I have my own business too. So I'm a Reiki master teacher, sound and gong therapist. So I'm in the holistic part as well. So I get what you're saying. So a day to me could look like counts in the morning, then shoot off for the afternoon to do my meditation group or something like that. It can be quite full on, but worth it.
Okay. No, I understand. Okay, no, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering.
Thank you, Annie.
Oh, okay. So before I come in, yes, Mom. Okay, go, Moss.
Yeah, I'm curious to think like I mean, it sounds really good what you're doing. It sounds like, it sounds more like you're a well-being community provider than a recovery service. And I'm just wondering how the recovery coaching framework and being recovery coaches fits into what you're doing. That'd be my question, I guess.
Well, again, it's open to everybody from all walks of life. So when we do come into contact with people in recovery, it steps in then, first and foremost. Coaching skills are also taken into the group settings for the women's empowerment and the healing course, things like that I will be doing. And obviously, the recovery and the coaching aspect comes in with the business aspect, with Charlie doing the online courses and things like that. And we are a community group. That is exactly what we are, yeah.
Okay.
Sarah, answer it, Annie.
So as peers, would you certify this organization as based on the criteria that you guys were all certified with? Yeah. Let's just see the thumbs up. Yeah. All right. So that's 4. Don't feel pressurized. Yeah. Okay. All right. So and the reason I wanted to do that is I just wanted to reinforce I didn't want my bias to come in.
I think it sounds really great what they're doing, and I think it's good. You've got something on every day, and you're just promoting well-being, and I think it's a really good place to start, isn't it? And I think I'd say you're aiming to get your own place eventually, and then obviously you're just further down the line because you're renting the space at the moment.
Yeah,
that's where everyone starts, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be the goal, Honey.
Yeah,
absolutely. We can provide more throughout the day. We can expand then, But for now, that's where we are.
Sounds brilliant. Yeah.
Yes, we would like to get our own premises, Honey. Yeah.
Which is sort of where I come into some parts. Oh, sorry, Sam.
Yes. Sorry, yeah. So I just want to say, like, I really like I really love your passion. What I really love about us here, doing the recovery coaching and just all the different Leros is, the amount of recovery capital that's out there, right? And so, yeah, okay, if you've got someone who's like, you know, needs to go to a meeting or needs some extra support, they can go somewhere, but they can also come to you and get get involved in community and feel belonging, and that mental health kind of, as you say, like the dopamine and the other chemicals that you mentioned, that I'm not too sure of, but it's just all of it, right, is recovery capital. We need more of this. We need more of these groups, more people, more community groups, just like talking to one another and spreading that message of recovery. So yeah, well done, guys. I think that's great. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Sam. Like, there's so many in Hartlepool, especially frontline services that do the prescribing, that do that frontline work, like yourselves, like you're right in it. And there would be no point in another group going in and doing that. There's so much of that available here. What was missing was what supports this. What supports this and the local community? How can we bring it together and let people know that they're not judged? Because nobody knows where you're coming from. You're just a member of the community. Come together, that helps remove the stigma and it stops them feeling ostracised. I'm going to walk in this room, the community, and everybody's going to know I'm in recovery. There's none of that. And that's what I love. It gives them people a place in society. I love that. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. I believe James wanted to say something. Sorry, James.
I don't think there's any need, actually, because you've just
sorry, David.
No, that's fine. I was about to say, okay, I'm going to jump in and give some feedback if you guys are open to it. And I did notice James about to come in as well. So James, what is it that you wanted to say? And then I'll come in and give.
It was more about longevity and structure. So the concept of a static premises is definitely on the company's minds. It's obviously end game, and just so that it didn't seem like we were coming to you with just a vague package of things. There's a structured business plan, and we have like relevant safeguarding policies in place for all of the activities, insurances for all of the practitioners that are involved, and a lot of what that we're doing, because we're so very new, is dependent upon connection funding, the awful funding, and the facility to kind of get some more backing for where we are, so that the company itself grows. Because what we provide as an organisation, I believe, is integral to part of the community. And the worst thing that could suggest is that if it went away, if somehow the machine stopped working and rolling. And I was hoping just to back up the idea that we have structured ideas and plans in place to maintain this as a provision. Not just as a kind of like open excuse me, open-ended situation that could possibly falter at some point. That was where I was.
Thanks, James. Okay.
Could I say something?
I'm gonna have to jump in. Go on in.
It just sounds like it's a good place to go if you've come out of like rehab, or you've come out, like you've stopped the addiction side. It's some place to go to afterwards, because a lot of people get lost afterwards when they come out to the real world. So it sounds like you've got good foundations to kind of help people with the rest of their recovery. It's not just about like AA and SMART or whatever it is. It's like kind of the after, because that's where struggle happen afterwards when reality sets in. It's a nice place to go to, I'd say, for that kind of like the sand baths and the meditation and all that people probably would like to kind of, because you get so used to it in rehab and then you come out and then there's nothing. So it sounds like it's a good place to go back to. That's what
Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, me.
Cool. I'm jumping
Go
in
on,
now.
David.
I'm jumping in. All right. So, yeah, well done, everyone. Claire, first of all, I want to start with you. I want to say great authenticity. I really like the way that you've obviously put a lot of work into presenting, and I like the way you owned your anxiety around that when you started off, and so I really want to honor you for that. I also like the way that where you framed your organization as a community group, which came through in the feedback that you were getting. And that there are lots of kind of, I think you said frontline services out there, and that you're not that, you're something. And then you said you'll have kids there and all sorts of family members. And then you spoke about people finding out you were in recovery a year down the road and they were kind of shocked. And your motive is to kind of break stigma and to be a resource for the rest of the community. So I personally liked that. And I called it multiple containers. So you've got kind of lots of different multiple containers out there. One thing I would watch out for, though, as an organization, we can come from very broken families. So we can be driven by an internal family wounding that plays out. And just to give you a personal example around that, is I built the clinic in Johannesburg because inside of me there's a wounded little boy that wanted to sober up his dad. Yep. And that dysfunction or overwhelm that impacted the organization and had an impact on the people, the patients that I wanted to help. And where that challenge came out was with boundaries. Yeah. So you've got a good understanding of the systemic approach to all the different service providers as well, and building relationships there. So well done on that. Then we went to Chantal, and the question is like, how do you onboard people and safeguarding? And you guys answered that in your feedback. Chantal, I love the two things that I really liked is one that's like, if there's a crisis, it's like, well, fucking phone 999, which came from you, Claire. And then Chantal, you said how you spoke about naloxone and carrying naloxone. So there's common sense there. I just wonder if there's a policy or a protocol or something in the organizational structure that goes, guys, when this happens, this is what we do. Yep. So you're unconsciously competent there. Yeah. So maybe just put some paperwork in place so you know that this is what the policy and the procedure is around that. And then we went to James to talk about the kick. And James, what I liked about what you said is you brought to the foreground the neglect that happens with this paperwork and all the commercial structure or business structure that happens in the background. And even when it came to feedback, everyone was kind of giving feedback to Claire and about what's the program and what do you do this, but the actual business side of things, the structure of things, the structure of a kick, the commercial side of that people don't understand that. So first of all, thanks for bringing that and I like the way that you came in at the end there. I'm glad you got a bit more space to speak there because it's complex. Going out there and dealing with the bureaucracy and funders and all that sort of stuff, it's something that really gets neglected, and lots of LEROs or do good organizations or whatever get tripped up with that sort of stuff. So then that impacts sustainability. Yeah. Like, where's the money gone? Who's the money? They, da, 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 da. And just to give you an example, down here in London, the commissioner said that they were going to give an organization 20 grand and that the community must decide what to do with it. And everyone in the community started fighting, and then it went down to 14, and then it went down to, because there's all sorts of checks and balances that are in place that get imposed on people that want to show up and do good. So Charlie, when we went to you, I loved the consistency, showing up in rain, shine, snow, whatever. It's very important to show up, regardless of whether other people show up, is to remain consistent. I thought that was good. And then I'm curious about how you came up to make the decisions around what your ethos is as an organization, your ethos and your culture. Yeah, so maybe that's something that you want to think about. So when you onboard people, you can kind of go, well, this is how we do things around here. This is why we do things around here. This is our culture. This is what we need to protect. This is our, and then leadership can monitor that and maintain that. Yeah. And I really like the social enterprise aspect that's being born out of this. Yeah. So from my side, I would say you guys are well on your way, and yeah, I'm happy to say that you're certified. I would. All three organizations here, Sankalpa, Kennedy Street, and We Do, to be certified by Maoni, which is a Dutch organization, to kind of just say, listen, we've gone in there, we've sussed out the organization, and they feel like they're safe going out there. Yeah. So I actually feel very proud of all three organizations here and what we've kind of created over the past 18 weeks. When we started 18 weeks ago, it was fucking chaotic. Ask Sam, he's still traumatized by it. And over this 18 weeks, the containers really settled. I mean, I feel tearful about it. I feel honored and blessed to have witnessed this. Yeah, I'm deeply moved and proud of this container. And yeah, I really just want to honor you all for fucking showing up in the mess. Just fucking showing up and doing this. I've just become a granddad again 2 days ago. And I know that my granddaughter's come into a better world because of the work that we're doing here. Yeah. There's still a lot of work to do, but and it's really because of, it's because of me, but it's also because of the people around and the teams that we've created. So if everyone's all right, I would like to kind of bless We Do with a round of applause. And then I'd like to bless you all. I really want to bless you all. Well done, everyone. We'll take a 5-minute break here. Yep. I need a coffee. I'm sure some of you need to vape and smoke and do all that stuff or eat chocolates or whatever it is. But let's come back for 5 past. Is that okay? Gives you 8 minutes.
Okay.
Well done.
Really, are you not coming? What you doing? Are you not coming? Well, because I'm going in 40 minutes. Okay.
Oh, we're not on YouTube. Hiya.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Sam, you had such a nice smile through that process. I had to go to you first.
Oh, really? Oh no, yeah, I just really enjoyed. I just really enjoyed listening to it. It was, it gets me fired up when people are really passionate about helping others.
Zanachas. Cool. All right, Sam, build the container.
Okay. I am checking in, feeling really inspired and hopeful and excited for the day. So yeah, really, really great first hour. Also actually feeling um a little bit sad about the ending approaching actually after that. So there's a little bit of sadness coming. So yeah, gotta be ready for that because I don't deal with endings very well. I tend to avoid them. So yeah, I will pass over to Claire Cooper.
No, thanks, Sam. Oh, bless you. I'm checking in, only feeling half as strangled as I was at the beginning. It's still there a little bit, but it's gone down quite a bit. Checking in good. I will tag Moss.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, feeling a bit inspired. Good to listen to you guys this morning. Yeah, I'm gonna tag Pavi.
Thanks, Moss. Javi checking back in. Yeah, also feeling inspired and grateful. I'll tag Daniel.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit inspired. I've been feeling really fed up, to be honest, and my brain's been telling me to go back to bed after this. But I've been listening to Claire, and I'm gonna show up and just get out, and I know I'll feel better for it. So I'll tag Olivia.
Yeah, I feel grateful. I know you're all coming to the end. What happens about me? Because I joined in quite late. Would there be a new session starting up, David, or is it just gonna when this is finished?
So what I'm going to do is just keep it going and hopefully people, like, the requirement is 20 classes to get 40 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not 20 classes and then you leave. Yeah. So hopefully Sam will come back and when he wants to add value as a community member.
Okay.
So that's how I'd like to keep it going. So yes, Olivia, you and Pavi, yeah, we'll be carrying on the journey and we'll be bringing other people on as well.
I'll be here.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I mean, Daniel and Danny started 6. They came in on the 6th week anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And I think Sam started the 2nd week. I think he missed the first one.
Yeah, I missed the first one.
It's spotted.
So yeah, where are we with the check-in now?
Oh, wait a minute. So yeah, Moss has missed a few weeks.
No, I'm with Danny Groups.
Really,
I've been here in spirit.
Moss, do you want to check in?
Yeah, I've checked in.
You did check in.
Sorry.
Tag Charlie.
I think we all should go back to bed after this. Charlie.
I am checking in. I've had 2 chicken wings and 2 chicken legs, and now I'm just having some grapes before I go to the gym. But I'm happy. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Olivia.
Sarah, do you want to go next? Okay, Sarah doesn't want to go. Chantel.
Oh no, my internet keeps going in and out, so I'm most of the time you are just all still struggling here. Yeah, it's all very quiet because you're just statues. I am checking in. I really enjoyed that. I'm still feeling disorganized. Just really good just to stop and concentrate and listen on what was being said. To listen to. So yeah. I don't know. I was looking at a frozen screen.
I think
Chantel, you want to go next?
Yeah. I'm checking in okay, thank you. I'm feeling a lot better than I did when I started off this morning. I'll tag you, David.
Right. Okay, so we're around class 18. And the training goes the conversation, the continuum, the system, the 4Q model, creating the container. Yeah. And the symbol of the container is a circle, yeah, which represents the matriarchy, yeah, and then an axis going through the center, which represents patriarchy, masculine and feminine, head and heart. And we're constantly trying to marry everything so that there's congruency in the way that we talk and respond. Yeah. So our insides match our outsides. Yeah. And the reason for that is so that we can bring our authentic selves to the world, and then hopefully we can create an environment that speaks its authenticity and is able to hold the container. Yeah. So just to give you an example, down here in London, we're starting a men's group. Yeah. And the requirement is, come as a man to develop yourself. Yeah. So what does that mean? Yeah. And this is something that some men wanted. Yeah. But I said, okay, well, let's come together and do this. So we met for 2 weeks, and the first thing you've got to be kind of aware of is the unconscious incompetence that's coming. Yep. So people say, yeah, I want to work on stuff, but they actually don't know what it is. It's a bit like when I went to rehab for the first time to stop heroin. I thought it would be like gyms and swimming pools and I'd stop heroin. I didn't realize I had to stop everything. Yeah. And that was a bit of a shock. So the guys come, we sit down and we start to build the container. Check in how you're feeling, contract why you're here. Now we've got a container. So what is the agenda? Yeah? And then people start to bring their different agendas, and then the frapping starts. People jump in and they want to fix, and you got that problem. Well, what you need to do is this, and all that fixing, rescuing, advising, and projecting comes into the container. Yeah? So the second week, I kind of said, okay, well, let's do a pies check-in, physically, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, and socially. You can also put sex in, but I didn't go there yet. Yeah. And then we did the pies check-in, and then the men said, okay, well, we want to go deeper. So then it's like, okay, well, if you're going down an alley, that's fine, but you need to know how to come out. Yep. And I then spoke about the role of the container buster. So the container buster is someone that comes in and busts the container, breaks it. Yep. And we checked out. Great, wonderful, fantastic. Peace, love, brown rice. See you all next week. And then 3 men just dropped out the group. No reason why. No clarity. The container burst. The container popped. Okay. Now, the reason the container popped was, first of all, I take everything personally. I think, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah. But as facilitating the space, it's the container popped because you bring yourself to the container. You want to stretch yourself, but if you stretch yourself too much, you go into the trauma zone. And actually, it was too traumatic. So the container moved too fast, too quick. Yeah. So a good definition for trauma is too much, too soon, too quick. It's overwhelming. So all this information was overwhelming, and then they kind of go, oh, fuck it, this isn't what I signed up for. And the container popped. Yeah. So this is something that we need to be aware of when we're coaching with individuals and organizations. Yeah. We're not therapists. Yeah. That's one thing. We're not counselors. We're doing coaching. We're not sponsors. Yeah. We're coaches that are filling roles within organizations. So what does that role call for? So the role I assumed was to be the facilitator, to facilitate building the container so men could do their work. But in doing that, a lot of the men realized, no, this isn't what I want. Actually, I just want to sit in a circle, go down to the pub, fucking talk about football and complain about my missus or whatever, you know. Fucking everything seems to be about immigrants at the moment and fucking butler, fuck's sakes. Anyway, so yeah, so that's something I'd like us to have a discussion about. Like, how do we maintain the container? How do we keep ourselves safe in it? Because Sam, you'll remember in the beginning that chaos was fucking overwhelming. Yeah. And it was touch and go with you. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether you were going to kind of go, fuck it, this is what is going, yeah. And I really want to honor you for sticking around. And I want to honor the rest of the container for fucking being held in that space and that journey. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the container's open.
I really related to what you said there about too much, too quick, too soon, yeah, because I've definitely felt that recently. You know, with going back to uni, and you know, I only work here 3 days a week. And that's been a real gradual process for me. You know, I started working 1 day a week. 6 months went by, 2 days a week. 6 months went by, 3 days a week. And then all of a sudden, I had 2 days last week at uni. So I've jumped from 3 days to 5 days a week, which, you know, it is a normal for most people. But for me, it felt like such a big jump, too much, too quick, too soon, and it really, I was feeling overwhelmed and anxious. So yeah, I really related to that. But I also think, like you said, with all of us here, you know, just sticking by, just holding on and like going through it and continuing to come, you know, it's testament to our resilience, you know, to just like keep on going. But yeah, I mean, I some people, you know, especially in early recovery, you know, they just may not be ready. you know, so it is a case of like, you know, meeting people where they're at and kind of, you know, not pushing it too much too soon.
Thanks, Sam.
Can you tell us more about this men's group idea?
Sure.
Yeah.
What would you like to know about it?
Well, what are you talking about in this men's group? What's going on? What's the point of it?
Well, and that's really what the discussion's about in the beginning. Getting clarity about what the group is about. And yeah, I mean let's open it up. Personally, I think there's there's a need for spaces for men to come together and talk about men's things. Yeah. I think with women, it's the matriarchy, yeah, is a lot more is wired in a different way for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
suppose, like, well,
yeah,
I
go
think,
Moss.
yeah, I think, like, just to answer what Daniel was saying, David, I think you were trying to sort of say, like, you're using the coaching framework of the three C's and the three A's. So container, check-in, contract. Then you're building, making the agenda, accountabilities and actions and stuff, using the three C's and the three A's as the framework for the group. So we've got a men's group. We're going to add the recovery coaching framework to it, and it's just what people bring to the group is what probably you talk about, and you know, oh, that brings up some stuff for me too. I can relate to that. You know what I mean? Like that's probably about right. Was it, David? Does that sound about right? I think to answer Daniel's question.
I would support my esteemed colleague Moss in his answer. Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
So Daniel, I mean, do you identify as a man?
Yes.
Okay. And what makes you a man?
God.
Didn't
Okay.
even finish the sentence.
It's maybe that way. Yeah.
Okay.
It's born
All
that
right.
way.
Sorry, say that again.
It's born that way. Well, I was born a child, but I grew into a man. So
Sorry, I missed
I
that.
was born I was born a child, but I grew into a man. So I was just, yeah.
You were born a child and you grew into a man. Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of man are you nowadays?
I'm a funny man.
Huh?
I'm a funny man.
Are you a man of integrity?
I try to be. Yeah.
And what does that mean?
It means a lot of hitting brick walls and discussions and
It means a lot of hitting brick walls, huh?
yeah. There's a lot of it's integrity. It's a very difficult time to have integrity. I feel so, but I try and hold to my standards and uh, try and be patient. Try and listen.
So how do you hold yourself accountable?
How do
You said yeah, you said I try to hold myself to my standards.
Uh, well, it's a I have to, I feel I do have to make a lot of compromise at the moment. I'm trying to navigate myself through that uh, because the world is so political at the moment. But I still try and hold firm in what I believe. Uh, I do. I try and step back and think about what's going on, and if if what I'm saying is it being hurtful or does it need to be said, things like this, and try and take on board what other people are going through. But it is really difficult at the moment, I find.
How are you feeling right now this second?
I feel okay at the minute.
Huh?
Feel a bit better.
A bit better. Okay. So you were born a child, you grew into a man, you find yourself hitting a lot of brick walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, look,
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
even with my church. So
But even your church. Okay.
yeah, so it's just the big one recently was asking people to pray for Charlie Kirk's family, and even at the church, just getting a load of abuse back and just being really shocked by it. And no, like I could have rose like that could easily turn
So
it could have destroyed it really could have destroyed the church group actually because but I managed I didn't rise up to it. I didn't after that this abuse started coming back over it. I took a step back from it, but I was not back down from.
and what value were you honoring in yourself when you wanted to
Well,
pray for another man's family?
I felt a good man had just been shot, and I felt as a church that's something we should pray for. Uh, but there's all these political opinions about him, that didn't even occur to me until after it was said. And I just thought that if someone had been hurt in that way, that you'd pray for them, and that wasn't the case. And, uh, I've had yeah, had discussions with priests about this and stuff, and but I just it blew my mind. But I still won't back down from saying that it was right to pray for the man and for his family.
So, as a man of integrity and accountability, you thought it was important to pray for a family who's just lost
At the
their
time,
father and the
he
father and husband had just been shot.
yeah, he was still considered alive at the time, so that was yeah, definitely felt it was for us. And also as well, we're in a whole new world. So I found out about this by getting a 4K glossy. I've never seen a video of literally the moment he got shot, and like that's the world we're in now. That's what we're going to see more and more of, and that was traumatizing. That was really traumatizing. Uh, so yeah, it's just
And Daniel, how old are you?
45.
Okay. So where does a 45-year-old man take his trauma?
It's a men's group.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've really struggled with this because when I've the conversations I've had about this week and stuff, it's been more me being chastised for saying, that there wasn't the time and place to talk about it. But yeah, it's just I can understand it in certain situations, but I was surprised. I was really surprised with the church. Uh, and but like I say, people have it's very political and people have got a lot of feelings about things and it's difficult.
So you're disappointed with the place where you
I,
wanted to talk about your feelings.
I'm sad for society at the moment. That's
You're sad for society. Okay. All right.
yeah,
All right. And where does a 45-year-old man take his sadness?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So me either. But I know that there's fucking lot of men out there that fucking carry lots of feelings and don't know where to take it.
Yeah,
And I would like to create a space for men to bring that stuff.
yeah. Well, I'd come to that. So
Complex, huh?
it is complex.
Yeah.
Everyone's practicing their silent thing. I'm no good at it.
Yeah. I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry, Daniel, but we lost a volunteer because you put, I'm going to send prayers to Charlie Kirk's family in one of our WhatsApp chats.
Oh, so this is, well, there you go then, Dave. This is where the issue lies, integrity and things. So yeah, we lost a volunteer because I wasn't chastised for asking people to pray for someone. And is that, so you're saying it was bad of me for saying it still, Moss? Is this the situation? Is that something I shouldn't have done? I I was not aware that anyone would be so offended for that question. Well, for me, that means say that.
Fuck up, huh?
Is that your reaction? Yeah. That's this. So this is the reaction. Yeah.
What's just happened?
I feel like there's stuff I could say, but you've got the men's group thing going on, so I've sort of just like.
I think what's happened is I've just, it's been pointed out to me that what I did was wrong, and this is where I'd say this is the integrity thing. Whereas, yeah.
Why was it wrong? Why was it wrong?
Why was it wrong, Moss?
I can ask you that because you spoke from the heart about something. Why was it wrong? Why should those people have the right to not be offended, but you can be? Everybody should be equally free to express what they think and feel without
So
fear of
let's try
or
not
being ostracized by the group here.
let's try not to ask why questions. Yeah. Rather say something like, what was wrong about it?
What was wrong about it?
I think it's just the wrong WhatsApp chat to talk about it. I think. You know what I mean?
It was the prayer meditation.
I just, you know, and then to say that, you're upset because people thought he was a political person. He was a political person who had very right-wing views about
goodness
stuff.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Well, he did. I'm just saying, he was a political person.
Yeah, but surely a man doesn't need to die because he's got the wrong political views.
Oh, no, I'm not saying he didn't.
Okay, now the
He did.
container's starting to heat up, huh? So
No,
now we're moving towards. Okay.
Well, no, but all I was saying was Daniel was saying, there was a bit of kickback because he was a political person. I'm just saying he was a political. I didn't say he needed fucking deserve to die. Fuck no, no one needs to die because they're on this side of the plane or that side of the plane. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, and if people can't handle getting upset, that's their fucking problem. Actually, like, I agree with you. Like, is there a problem? You know what I mean? Like, I see all the flags flying around and I actually smile. I don't get offended by fucking St. George's flag being flown down my road. I actually smile, like, and it's like, but what I don't agree with is how it's on the far side of it. It's all about mass deportation, and that's what it's all about. People want our country. Fuck off. Right.
So I'm going to jump in here. Yep. Yeah. We're learning about recovery coaching. We're learning about building the container. We're learning about holding the space. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just notice the heat in the container as it's starting to rise a bit. You've got fucking Moss kicking back there, Daniel's fucking here, Sam's going, Charlie's going, oh, goodness gracious, Claire's going, fuck up, I'm a woman, I'm holding back for the men, and I'm kind of making jokes to try and ease the tension. Okay? Yeah. We're here to learn about the complexities of holding containers.
Yeah? Can I jump in?
You may.
Thank you. So so yeah, obviously just witnessing how we all are in, you know, long-term recovery, right? We have a little understanding about what our triggers are, what gets us heated, and as you've pointed out, David, this container's heated up, right? And we've got long-term recovery. This is the exact reason why we try to keep politics out of the recovery hub, because you've got people who are fresh in, brand new, and this stuff can really activate people, you know. And so what we try to do here is we keep it real, like any discussion of anything that's going to activate someone, you know, when they haven't learnt the tools of recovery, we just say, you know, let's change the subject. You know, that's what we really
How
try.
are you feeling, Sam?
Yeah, I feel my heart's racing, you know, I feel, you know, it's woken me up, you know.
Yeah.
I do feel like, you know, politics in particular in 2025 is just such a polarizing subject, and it has no place in recovery, really. Not, you know, I mean, recovery itself, it can be political, but, you know, I just think
a lot of charger.
yeah. I just, you
So
know.
the question was,
Hmm.
is what makes a men's group?
Fucking hell.
That's what the question was. Am I correct?
All that you got on there.
Okay.
All what you're doing there right now.
And what we're trying to do, is support Daniel in the burden of that. Because when Daniel started speaking, I was born a child, I grew into a man, and this is what's going on in my life. It's fucking gotten. So the container for me is really to provide support for Daniel and his humanity, and trying to work out where do I take this stuff? I can't take it to church, and God is a big part of my value system. I can't take it to the work environment because, you know, it's like, and these are complex things that I personally struggle with, that causes me to end up in my room alone going, what the fuck? And then I sit with the loneliness of being a man, a father, a brother, a son, an ex-husband, an employer, a leader, a facilitator, all those different roles. I end up fucking isolated and think, oh, fuck it, I might as well kill myself. True story.
No, that's what I was feeling yesterday, to be honest. Yeah,
Thank you, Daniel.
First time I wanted to have a drink yesterday, for a long time, just over all this, and it's it is, because it's just it is, because it all there isn't. I don't have anywhere to talk about it with. It's.
Thank you, Daniel. Really, thank you, mate.
And you know, I think this is the problem. You know, for men, not being able to talk, and if we do talk the wrong subject or the wrong thing, i.e., whether it's politics or someone dying or whatever, surely as long as we are authentic to ourselves, and surely if the space is correct and we can talk about that, if Daniel needs to talk about whatever that is or whatever that is to give Daniel or whoever it is the space to be heard. Surely that's got to be a man's group to show up authentically with other men and be as vulnerable as you can, so that other men can hear you and hear your vulnerability, so that we can support men in that quest to be heard. And by shutting down Daniel and say, you've got the wrong politics, you're right wing, you're left wing. Now that's what triggers me, because it's the space to be heard and say this is how I feel without judgment.
And what are you feeling right now, Charlie?
Passionate because I run men's groups. And there's no way I would close anybody down for having the wrong opinion or the wrong skin colour or the wrong whatever it is, because it's no wrong. That's their opinion. That's their opinion. They need the space to be heard. Men have been closed down for as long as I can remember, and this is why men are closing back. This is why men are living in spaces where we are, where we are. Suicide rates, men are committing suicide twice every hour. There's 7,500 men this year will die of suicide because not one of them will talk. Because if they do talk, they'll be judged. It's better to go into isolation and hang themselves from a tree. That we've got pictures in Hartlepool of men hanging themselves from trees because they're not allowed to talk, because they're going to be judged. And the men's group I come from is to give that person space without judgment, whatever they've got to say, and then we can support them in the right fashion, in the right as men, as proper men. As proper men. And that proper man is we hug each other, we tell each other we love each other, and we support each other regardless. That's where I am. Proper men do that. Proper men.
What's a proper man, Charlie?
A proper man is someone that can show their vulnerability regardless of where they are, and show people that and show the power of being vulnerable in a society that doesn't want men vulnerable. That to me is a proper man, or the integrity of a man, that we have got integrity to stand by our word, to stand by what we mean, to stand by our word and show up. And know this bullshit, this absolute bullshit, that we hide behind. No, man, you're right. I won't say what I need to say in case I offend you. That's bullshit. Bullshit. Sorry, guys, I just ranted because I get so passionate. I love men's group. I love men's work. And, man, if Daniel needs to speak and if Daniel needs to do whatever, then it's to give him the space to be heard and seen and loved.
Okay. So, Daniel, what does it feel like to have someone like Charlie say, fuck, I'll listen to you, mate?
It feels good. I think it's just nice just to be able to just talk and just, because as I say, I'm not trying to upset anyone. I just need to talk about it.
So, Daniel, you've been very courageous bringing your vulnerability to the container. Let's hear from Sam. Sam?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, I really, I really like that passion, Charlie, and yes, I hear you with that. That's there does need to be a space like that. My question is, I guess, or what I'm curious about is, for me, I feel like that has to be like a trauma informed, or it has to be the right group. It can't just be I hear you. Then there needs to be a group for sure, but yeah, I'm curious whether a recovery setting would be the right, depending on who it really does depend on who attends, right?
Can I stop there, because I think we're talking about again politics, about where I posted 2 WhatsApp messages. I didn't mention the hub. I did post in the prayer meditation group in the hub, and Claire I got asked to take it down, so I took it down. I'm just talking about personally when I posted in the church group where we regularly pray for people. That I got a lot of attack back, and I was just like, I just didn't expect it. So, and you say times, but it's just it's extraordinary circumstances, and I just would have thought a prayer meditation group would have been an okay place. But if it wasn't for the fact that it was such a, I did not expect the hate back of what happened. It's blowing my mind. That's what I'm just, yeah.
You sound really hurt, Daniel.
Yeah, it is really hurt. It's Faith and Recovery, this church group. I had someone say to me after Joy died, and then he said to me, "Well, I hope you don't relapse over it." I, like, really spitefully, and it's just,
What does it, Daniel? What does it feel like in your body right now?
I just feel like everyone's talking about the wrong thing.
What's happening in your body?
I'm just I think it's like a bit of anger, I suppose, and frustration. It's just
Overwhelming, trying to get your words out. It's like there's a lot of energy going on, huh?
I just think, if when someone dies,
Yeah.
this is the time we should be, looking out for each other and talking about things. That's yeah. Because it just when you stop talking, it just gets worse, doesn't it?
So, Daniel, can you see Claire?
Yeah. Can I? Yeah.
Where's Claire's hand?
Oh, thank you, Claire.
What does it feel like to see Claire?
That feels nice. It feels validating.
Yeah.
Thank you, Claire.
I
Claire,
hear you, mate, and
how
I'm
are you
feeling
feeling,
really
Claire?
emotional. Like I could cry for him, and I want to give him a hug. Like the
Okay.
level of
Okay.
frustration and not being heard, and other people taking something that was meant from a place of love and from the heart and turning it into it, drawing the political into it, I think is absolutely disgusting, especially from institutes that are meant to preach love and tolerance.
See the
I
anger
find it
moving now to Claire.
disgraceful.
Claire was
Mate,
filled with love.
I'm angry. Honestly.
Okay, hang
Could
on,
I
Claire.
ask something, please?
Yeah. Like, can I just say,
Okay, hang on, Moss. Hang on, Claire. Hang on, yeah. Just notice how the energy has moved. That like there was the compassion and the care for oh. Okay. So what would you like to say, Claire? And then we'll go to Moss.
I would like to say that this is a space where people can talk. Can we please honour Danny's open heart and his wishes, and maybe just spend 30 seconds honouring him and family that have been bereaved? Is that possible? Does anybody not want to do that?
I'm more than happy to honor Daniel for what he's brought to the container, how he's shown up with his vulnerability and the confusion of like, what the fuck does it mean to be a man? What is a men's group? And excuse me putting language in there, Daniel. I noticed that you don't swear.
Oh no, I do.
So I'm more than happy to honor Daniel for showing up today. I think you've been incredibly brave, Daniel. And yeah. Anyone else want to give Daniel a blessing?
Maybe just take a few deep breaths. A bit of love might be nice.
Yeah, we just took 30 seconds. That would be nice.
Yeah, and just sit with it. Yeah. Okay.
Moss, do you still want to speak?
Yeah, I just wanted to let the group know, me and Daniel have very different political and religious views, but we're friends.
Yeah.
I respect Daniel's views and opinions. I allow him time to. The other person who couldn't I was at the brunt of it on Tuesday when this other person was giving it to me and the CEO about how other people shouldn't have other political views, and we go. If you can't respect other people's political views, then go. Like, we're not chasing that person down, begging them to come back, because we're not. I'm
No,
worried about
I
Daniel.
really appreciate that, Moss, and I am aware that you had my back, and thank you.
Yeah, and like, I'm worried about you, Daniel. You're close to drinking yesterday, and that what worries me. That because I was at the hub yesterday. You popped in, and you didn't come up to me and go, "Moss, I'm fucking struggling today, man."
Yeah.
That
Okay,
concerns me.
so this is the importance of kind of supervision and keeping each other, yeah? I'm just curious, Sarah, where's your heart at?
I think it's just having the ability. I've even I've just been listening, and I think it was a very different things here, and there was a little bit of mix up, because all I know about the hub from a place of love and of caring for people. I've never been such an. I think there seems to be there was different messages coming across being said then, but from my viewpoint of the hub, it is a place where lots of people come together who have very different views, very different beliefs, very different life backgrounds, and we find a way of that all working. But that it does come with tensions and triggers and traumas. So it's how we learn as Kennedy Street, that we have to learn and be mindful of. And if we're clear about the WhatsApp Kennedy Street group, and we have to sometimes remember what our roles are, whether we're volunteers or staff or clients, because it's open to everybody. So yeah, I just keep coming back to the fact that we want to come from a place of and that doesn't, and that's all, so that's kind of where I'm at with.
And I would just like to say as well, directly to Daniel, and also, any of my team and anyone on here as well, if at any point, that you'd like me to pray for someone, or you're struggling, and you want to reach out, message me directly, call me, let's have a chat. Let's have a one-to-one chat, I'm more than that's something that my arm that I reach out to to all of you, that we're in it together. Well, in it together, and I'd never never would want anyone to suffer in silence or on their own. I'm always here to listen to anyone, even if it and that's even not to give advice. I'm just good at listening, and yeah, that's just an offer on the table there.
Thanks, Sam.
Oh,
Thanks,
all right, everyone. That was learning a bit about the container, creating the container, checking contract, find the agenda. Moss, you did that very well. And the question was, what's a men's group? Yep, that's what the agenda was. And did we talk and listen, ask open questions, and did stuff come up? I think so, a lot. Daniel, are you safe?
Yes.
Okay. You've got some friends around you.
Yeah, I'll pop in and see Sam in a bit as well, so get me out.
Great. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. Brave work, people. Really brave work. Yeah, personally, I think, one of the things that happened in the men's group is I said, well, I want to be able to talk about politics and not just abdicate not talking about it, because fuck, if we don't talk about this stuff, where's it going to lead? Yeah.
Mm.
Just like I want to talk about race, just like I want to talk about gender, just like I want to talk about sex, just like I want to talk about fucking what recovery means. And I do know that addiction is born in guilt and shame. Yeah. And I also understand not everyone wants to talk about it. So that's what this men's group is about. So if you got off the fucking WhatsApp group, that's great. Fuck off. We want to talk about this.
Fucking WhatsApp groups.
Fuck WhatsApp groups.
I'm going to draw a stash on and join the men's group. I'm just going to draw a stashio on and join the men's group. Sounds all right.
All right, everyone. I check out with a lot of respect for you all and thank you all. Yeah. I'm gonna tag Pavi, my fellow South African who knows about diversity and all this stuff a lot. Hey, Pavi.
Yes, yes. No, it's been very interesting. I've learned a lot. So yeah, I'm checking out, yeah, introspective. And I tag Charlie.
Thanks, Pavi. I'll reiterate, fuck WhatsApp groups. The amount of trouble I've had in WhatsApp groups, honestly, we need to get rid of WhatsApp groups. Yeah, thanks, guys. It was a great Macupa. I was with the presentation and then this really robust conversation. I love getting all that passionate way. It brings it to the forefront, doesn't it? It's brilliant. Anyway, I'm out. Claire Cooper.
Well, I went from anxious to all right to a bit, I'm going to swear knackers to it, pissed off for what has happened to Danny and the impact it had on him, like, you know. But I'm checking out, really humble and really grateful, and it was beautiful to see all of those men interject and help and be there for the other males. So that was a beautiful thing to see. So I'm checking out, thankful and grateful. And I will tag who we still got. Chantel's still here.
Yeah. Just ghosting what you said. I'm tagging
And
out.
I will tag you,
thankful.
Chantel, darling.
Yeah, just like I said, ghosting what you said, basically. I'm tagging out thankful for being a part of this little recovery coaching group. Yeah, thank you. Moss.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty grateful today. I'm feeling feel that we've learnt a lot and stuff. I'm going to tag Sarah.
Thanks, Moss. Reflective. I will hand over to Olivia.
Hi. Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Daniel for bringing that into the room. Like you were giving us, you gave out a suggestion and they took it the wrong way. It's not on you, mate. It's on them, isn't it? Really, and how they kind of got that message. Yeah, I feel a bit humble. Men's groups are really good because it lets men kind of they don't like talking to women, like they'll just like, so it's nice, a safe place for them to kind of be in a room where they can just say things that they probably wouldn't be allowed to say in a women's group as well. So yeah, that's how I feel. Thank you. Sam.
Thanks, Olivia. Hi, yeah, checking out, feeling charged up. My whole body is tingling, so that's interesting. Yeah, feeling really humble, feeling really reflective, feeling like I've learnt probably, I don't know, I think like this has been such a great container today. I've learned a hell of a lot about myself and about the whole recovery coaching thing. So yeah, feeling really pleased today. I will tag Pavi. Oh no, did we do Pavi?
Pavi's been.
I think that's it then, isn't it? Charlie?
I've been Sam.
Oh, the shows I was listening then, wasn't it?
Who hasn't been?
Daniel, isn't it?
Daniel, did you go?
Right, it's Daniel.
Yeah, I'm checking out. I feel really grateful, and it's been such an it's been a really great experience, and I feel a bit more validated for it because I've just felt completely knocked back all the time over. And it's just the first time I just felt I could speak about, and I've got ahead, and it's not great. Thank you.
Moss?
Sarah, did Sarah go? Was Moss gone?
Yeah, I've checked out already. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, is that everyone? Sarah, did you go?
Go on, David.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well done. See you all next week.
See you on the other side.
Peace, love, and brown rice, people. Peace, love, and brown rice.
Get off the WhatsApp group.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.